Well, good afternoon and welcome to Texarkana Gameday's presentation of state semifinal game one here from Riders Ballpark in Frisco, Texas, home of the Frisco Rough Riders, the Texas Rangers AA affiliate. I'm Frank Sides, joined as always by Jay Davis. How you doing tonight, Jay?
Doing great. A little 88 degrees, feels like 93, but it's going to be a little bit warmer on the field for the Pleasant Grove Hawks with just a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Looks like wind is blowing out to center field, but I don't think that's going to come into play too much. I believe it's only going to be blowing about 1 to 4 miles an hour tonight.
Beautiful weather for baseball, wind blowing out to left field very gently. We're on grass out here in Frisco for the state semifinal matchup between the Pleasant Grove Hawks and the Seminole Indians. The winner's going to play in the state championship game of this series next Friday at noon o'clock down near Austin at Dale Diamond, but got some work to do between now and then. Jay, this is the 11th appearance in the state semifinals for your Pleasant Grove Hawks and the first appearance for Seminole since 1962. So we're going to have a distinct advantage here as far as experience goes, and I don't think these PG kids are going to have any issue with the pressure out here tonight, Jay.
No, I don't think so. You know, Seminole's coming in ranked 10th. And they were co-district champions in their district, coming in with a record of 30-8, but they were 8-2 in district. And they've actually had 2 playoff games go into extra frames. And one of the stats that I like to look at is how many runs do they score per game. They're coming in right at 6.13, but in the playoffs that's dropped off a little bit, and they're only averaging 5.44. And they're actually giving up more runs in the playoffs than they were in the actual season.
Well, it looks like Hunter Rose is ready to go, and so is Rowan Donaldson, the center fielder for these the Indians out of Seminole. Right-handed hitting center fielder is going to lead things off for the Indians, and Hunter Rose looks like he is ready to rock. So here we go, first pitch of game number 1 from Frisco, Texas. Tell your friends, click share, let's get as many people as we can in the city of Texarkana and surrounding areas watching this one as the first pitch from Rose catches his own with a fastball.
Yeah, Donaldson comes in with a 400 batting average and has 50 hits and 20 RBIs.
Little breaking ball swung through and missed. Rose is ahead 0-2 quickly.
Yeah, Donaldson's only struck out 12 times this season.
You can hear the dugout chanting Rose. He steps off.
Yeah, one thing I think that we're going to see a lot from Seminole, if they can get on base, is a little pressure put on Anderson. They look like they steal a lot of bases.
And it is put in play. Sorry, Browning fields it cleanly at short, throws over to right at first. One quick out for Hunter Rose.
Yeah, good grounder there, and just a routine play by Browning. Gets it over to first base for the first out of the game.
And Michael Ray. Heard the PA guy beat me to it. Michael Ray, lefty hitting first baseman, is going to step in left on left versus Rose. And Michael Ray comes to this one, hit 273 with a 393 on base this year and team leader in RBIs.
When he's earned his way on first base 20 times by the way of walk.
And he swings at the 0-1 pitch, fouls it straight back to the net, and Rose ahead again 0-2. Working quickly as usual. PG's in their traditional pinstripe white, Seminole in the black, trimmed in yellow.
Yeah, it's been fun watching Rose pitch. It's like nothing phases him. His facial expression, his mannerisms really don't change throughout the game, regardless of what situation he's in.
0-2 pitch, breaking ball. Ooh, just missed the zone. Good pitch, good waste pitch.
I'm sort of glad we're on the third base side so I don't have to question calls like that.
That's right. You literally can't, right?
Oh, I can.
Little nubber to third base. Christian May fields it cleanly. 2 outs via the ground ball, and PG's a good pitch away from a shutout inning, getting into the dugout, trying to go ahead 1-up here.
Yeah, Hunter Rose definitely leaning on his team behind him. He actually does have 92 strikeouts on 69 innings pitched so far this season.
Obed Reyes steps in, the opposing pitcher tonight, wearing number 1. And Obed, a couple homers on the year, a 522 on base. This kid can flat out hit and play the game, it looks like, as he fouls off Rose's first pitch toward the tarp. ahead 0-1 again. So Hunter is working fast and throwing strikes here.
Well, if Reyes gets on base, he's one of the ones that you're going to want to watch. He does come in with 24 stolen bases, and he has earned his way to first 19 times by way of walk.
What they should know and probably don't is that Hunter Rose's pickoff move is basically the magic eraser. I've seen him erase half a dozen base runners this year, and I've only seen him 4 times. 0-1 fouled at the plate. They're going to call it fair. And they're not going to like that. Scratch that. They're going to call it foul. It says it hit him on the foot. So it's going to be 0-2 again.
Yeah, I was watching some of their game footage from the previous series, and Seminoles, their aggression got them a few times where they got thrown out as far as pickoffs. So with Rose on the mound, that could be the case tonight as well.
Rose's 0-2 pitch to the 3rd consecutive batter. Let's see if we get a ground ball again. Misses with a fastball. This young man at the plate, like I said earlier, .522 on base percentage with 24 steals. Not going to be an easy out, but at this point in the season, nobody is. Strike 3 swinging might have been a changeup, and Hunter Rose retires the side here in the 1st. We're going to head to our first break of the afternoon. PG and Seminole tied at 0, headed to the bottom of the 1st here on Texarkana Gameday.
We are at the bottom of the 1st. I want to give a shout out to our game sponsors, Browning Homes, Nothing Bundt Cakes, locally owned and operated by Brady and Amy May, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics.
Really appreciate you guys going out on a limb and helping us bring this to the masses. And once we've run through those, we'll tell you about the PG starting lineup. Leading off, Jared Halter playing second base. 2-hole, Jace Elrod, your center fielder. As per custom, Spencer Browning, your shortstop, is going to hit the 3-hole. Oh, it's a video. Hunter Rose, your pitcher, is going to hit cleanup. Buck Anderson directly behind him in the 5-hole playing catcher, batting righty. And Landon West hitting 6 tonight out in right field. Walker Wright in the 7-hole playing first base. Christian May hits 8. And last but not least is the best 9-hole hitter in the state, Mr. Ty Boozer, your DH today. And as you can see on the mound, we've got Obed Reyes finishing up his warm-up tosses. And Obed is tasked with keeping this PG lineup, which is as deep as they come, off the board as much as he can tonight. Comes into this one with 72 innings pitched, an ERA just a shade over 1.4, 87 strikeouts in 72 innings pitched, and only 25 walks. So the Hawks might have their hands full today, but we assume that in game 1 of every one of these series. So let's just see how this young man, who has not been in this position in his entire life, handles the pressure.
Well, Reyes is their ace, and he has started the first game of every series in this playoffs for the Seminole Indians. And a stat I always like to look at is how many strikes per innings pitched, and he is at 1.2, which anything over 1 is going to be a strong pitcher.
So Reyes is ready for the first pitch of the bottom of the first, and that misses away with a breaking ball. Starts off to Jared Halter. Again, Halter is at second base today. Ahead 1-0 early. Make that 2-0.
Yeah, Jarrett's got a .417 batting average coming into this series, and he has walked 14 times so far this season. 48 hits.
And one thing Reyes is prone to do is walking the occasional batter. Not something we're going to complain about today. 2-0. He tosses a little cutter in there, it looked like. Catches the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Check swing, ball 3. set the defense up behind Reyes. Behind the plate is Alan Madrid. Eloy Macias over at third base. Jason Robledo at short. Stephen Davis at second base. Michael Ray at first. As Halter takes a 5-pitch walk, and PG has the leadoff base runner on. Finish what I was saying. Diego Cortez out in right field. Rowan Donaldson in center. And Derek Madrid out in left field. Obviously Reyes on the mound.
Well, the distance to left and right foul poles are 335 feet. Left center is 364. Straight center is 409.
Pretty large ballpark here today. Big cool green batter's eye as Jace Elrod steps in, shows bunt, pulls it back, and he's ahead 1-0. So Reyes having a little trouble here early with the release point, and let's hope we can get to him before he gets it locked in.
Well, Elrod does have 2 home runs for the season, and in my opinion, the Indians may be playing him a little short.
A little shallow out in right field. I do see that. Long pause before the 1-0. And Reyes is set. And Elrod's going to call time as Halter is not drifting too far off the bag, as you mentioned earlier. We believe Reyes has a pretty good move over there.
Yeah, he threw two runners out in one of the games that I saw.
There it is. Pretty good move, but Halter is back in plenty of time. I'll get these two back unconfused here in just a minute. Spencer Browning lurks on deck. Elrod ahead 1-0. A little bit bigger league for Halter at first. Going to come home with it. That's going to be ball 2.
Yeah, Elrod's got 29 walks as well, and coming in with 31 RBIs.
Man, you want to talk about a hitter's count here. 2-0, leadoff runner on, and Spencer Browning waiting on deck. If you're ever getting a fastball down the pipe, now is the time. That misses inside, so 3-0 now, and I suspect Coach Fincher's going to have the take sign on here. There's no reason to swing away here and bail Reyes out. And you see he's starting to take those long walks around the mound, trying to loosen up and find it.
Well, this game's a little bit earlier than most of the games this season, so it's going to be a little hotter for these players. That's going to be something we're going to keep an eye on as well.
And Reyes' 3-0 is in there for a strike. Now the swing's on. He showed bunt. I wonder with the third baseman so far back, the first baseman covering, if Coach Fincher isn't deciding right now, should I get this young man to lay one down? He probably beats it out with a good bunt. Ooh, good move. Had Halter leaning a little bit there.
Well, the right side's definitely open with as much focus they're putting on Jarrett Halter right now should Elrod get one on the ground.
Yeah, there's no one that can field this ball but the pitcher. So 3-1 now. He's swinging away. Takes strike 2. It's good to have Tony Langford up here with us in our booth tonight. Well, it was Miss Game Day, Jennifer McClendon Smith. I don't know if you're supposed to know her middle name, but it's out there now. Maybe that's her maiden name. Halter moseys way back to first. Elrod calls time, and we're going to have a couple second delay here before the 3-2 pitch. And Reyes is really laboring early. Jay. Hard hit foul ball. He turned on that one, but it's way out of play. And it looked like that was something a little bit off speed that Jace was in front of.
Yeah, going back to the game film that I watched, he's definitely taking a lot more time between pitches. So you just wonder if the moment is maybe catching up.
Another throw over. It's probably a combination of that and the heat, the moment. The release point's not there. It's just a combination of all, I would bet. And again, if you're a Hawk fan, that's an objectively good thing. So Halter takes his lead. We're set again for the 3-2. Throws over again. You only get so many of those before you toss one past the first baseman. Really worried about Halter at first. Again, Browning waits on deck. Hard hit to center field. He's back on it. Looked like I had a shot to get over his head, but Rowan Donaldson gets back and makes the play there in center field. There for a second, Jay, I thought we had a double over his head.
Yeah, the center fielder was the only outfielder that was actually playing in relatively deep territory, and that was very wise scouting by Donaldson there.
And we're so high up here this week, we're going to get confused by a couple of those. As Spencer Browning, the big bat in the Pleasant Grove lineup, steps in, runner on first, steal, now one down. And Spencer's just got some jaw-dropping statistics on the season.
Yeah, he's coming in with 7 home runs, 34 RBIs. He has walked 30 times and has a .347 batting average.
One of the better baseball players in the country in his class. And Reyes starts him out with a breaking ball, catches the zone.
And his speed is pretty incredible. He's got 6 doubles and 6 triples.
It's almost hard to fathom until you see it in person how fast this big young man is. Hard hit, and I mean hard hit, right into left field at the left fielder Derek Madrid, but Browning takes the 0-1 pitch and rips it into left field, and the Hawks are cooking with 2 base runners and 1 down.
Yeah, Browning sees a pitch he can drive and takes it to left field, and now we've got Hawks on first and second.
We're in a professional ballpark. I kind of wish they had the exit velo up like they would for the riders. That'd been cool to see. He hit the snot out of that. Hunter Rose steps in, your cleanup hitter, and your starting pitcher on the day.
Yeah, Hunter Rose has done a good job helping himself with the bat in his hand whenever he's been on the mound. So see if he can do that again this afternoon.
Breaking ball hit into right field. Right fielder's floating towards it. Nice grab out there and right by Diego Cortez, but Halter's going to tag up and make his way to third. Well hit ball to right field, but just not far enough down the line to drop. So it's 2 outs now. Runners on the corners for the Hawks here in the first. Making Reyes work a little bit, though. Good crowd, and if you're watching from Texarkana and you're looking for plans tomorrow or Saturday, please find your way up here. This is a really, really cool atmosphere, a cool place to be. Jay, this is a place you can bring your family. There's a park, there's a basketball court, there's a swimming pool, there's hotels everywhere, restaurants, shops, coffee shops. Let that one slip. But those are here too.
Caught me in a moment of silence. That doesn't happen very often.
He can lay out on me like that. Buck Anderson turns on one. It's going to go way out of play foul. So Buck is your catcher today for the Hawks. Down 0-1 now.
No, I would definitely challenge those in Texarkana to make their way here tomorrow. I mean, it's just an incredible facility, and like you said, there's so many things to do besides go to bars.
And on your way home, you could swing by 40 and catch the end of the LE game.
True.
Toss over. Browning's back in time. I wish we had a pitch count somewhere. We typically do, but I'm not finding it. That ball's dribbled to third base. Not fielded cleanly in the first run of the game. Is going to score on an error by the third baseman, Eloy Macias. And the Hawks lead 1-0 with a gift, but we'll take it.
Yeah, an unfortunate error there. I don't think that he would have been able to throw Spencer out at second anyway, so he would have had to have gone across the field to try to throw out Anderson. And that was just not in the cards with him being able to boot it like that. And Anderson is going to come and put his gear back on, and Landon Fitcher is going to be running for him on first base.
And Landon West is going to hit, and on top of the struggling with command and the heat and the pressure, now Reyes has some frustration to deal with.
Pleasant Grove has put quite a few points up with 2 outs.
Landon West takes a ball way out of the zone. Doesn't get away far enough for the runners to advance, though. But Pleasant Grove does push across the first run of the game just simply by fundamental baseball and putting the ball in play with 2 strikes.
Yeah, Spencer Browning taking a few extra steps once the catcher had the ball in his hand. Just wondering if he's trying to draw a throw.
Yeah, just daring him to throw it down. So the 1-0 to West. Reyes, again, taking a long time. Goes back behind him to Browning, but he's back in plenty of time.
Yeah, Landon West comes in with 28 singles, 23 RBIs. His .330 batting average.
Let's make that 29 and 24 here. Ahead 1-0. Reyes really worried about the base runners early, playing with fire with those pickoff moves. And the 1-0 catches the zone. He swings through it 1-1.
Yeah, good off-speed pitch there. Really catches Landon off on that one.
Yeah, there's a family lawn with a park, lots of shade. Don't hesitate to make the trip if you're thinking about it. Take my word for it. Another pickoff throw behind him But Browning's back in plenty of time.
Yeah, second baseman is definitely shading towards second base, so that right side's still wide open for Pleasant Grove to put one on the ground.
Big swing at a 1-1, and he misses. And on top of that, it's a doubleheader every night. There's a 6A state semifinal playing as soon as this one ends, so you can stick around for that if you'd like to avoid the dreaded Dallas traffic on the way out of here. Got a feeling that's what we're going to do. So 1-2 now to Landon West, and that misses. So Reyes starting to pile up the pitches here in the first, which is an objectively good thing.
Reyes just taking a little walk around the bump. Getting dialed in here, getting his call from the catcher.
2-2, he's calling for one up in the zone. And it's up there, but a little high. So another full count here for Reyes as the Hawks have a couple on, 2 down. And I have to think the pitch count's got to be around 30 now, but I'm still looking out here trying to find it. You would think it's going to be up there somewhere, but it's not. The full count pitch now from Reyes to West. Oh, it misses outside. What an at-bat. And the Hawks have the bases loaded and are about to send their 7th hitter to the plate here in the first inning in the form of Walker Wright.
Yeah, Landon West doing a good job there drawing that at bat out, and that is his 16th walk of the season. And so now we've got ducks on the pond for Walker Wright, who does have a home run, coming in with a .238 batting average.
Walker Wright digs in. Reyes, pitch number 23 coming here. And that misses high. So we got a chance to kind of put a big crooked number up here and burn through their best pitcher really early in this one if the Hawks can keep up the pressure, and I know they can. That's kind of their MO. 1-0 now to Wright. That's a good fastball. A little heat behind that one. That's some frustration.
Yeah, Reyes come in with the number 1 right down the center.
The old one-finger special.
Was listening to the crew from Seminoles calling their games, and they call that a Main Street pitch right down the middle.
That's right. And the opposite of that is the breaking ball that misses 4 feet outside, and it's 2-1. He walks again. You can tell he's really starting to labor out there. The young man is taking a walk between every pitch. Yeah, the uniforms aren't helping. It's hot. 2-1. Hard hit up the middle. 1 run's going to score. He's waving around the pinch runner, and he scores as the ball's bobbled at home. The runners are going to advance to second and third. So Walker Wright, a 2-out RBI single. The Hawks are fired up and lead 3-0 now here in game 1, all coming with 2 outs again.
Yeah, heads up base running there by Landon Fitcher, and he is able to get in there and slide after the catcher is not able to keep it in his glove. And the ball was a little bit off to the left of home plate anyway, and then your Hawks coming in behind them, moving to second and third. So still a lot of pressure here on Reyes with 2 Hawks in scoring position.
Yeah, and Christian May steps onto the plate. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little surprised we haven't seen a mound visit yet. Just take a break. First pitch to May catches the top of the zone. It's 0-1, and again, PG has scored 3 here with 2 outs, all aided by an error at third base and just tacking on runs in the pitch count. Ideal start for your Hawks. Another good pitch. It's 0-2 now.
Yeah, head coach Chris Gonzalez, you got to think he's going to be, coming out soon just to sort of settle his pitcher down.
So May taking his time getting back in the box. 0-2. Choke up on the bat here and just try to make contact and put some pressure on him. He did. Popped it up. Is he going to stay in fair? No, it's not. It's going to be foul out of play into the bleachers. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Macias gives it chase, but gives up about halfway. And again, on that field, it's probably close to 100, 105 degrees. None of the wind's getting to them. They're wearing black jerseys. They've been out there a while.
And this stadium will hold about 12,000 people, so there's plenty of room for Texarkana folks to come on down tomorrow.
That's a good-looking pitch. Reyes wanted it and needed it. Might have been a tad outside. Again, we have a really weird angle tonight. Not going to complain. We're in the air conditioner for the first time all year, so beggars can't be choosers. It's now 1-2 to Christian May. Reyes, again, laboring, waiting, and May's going to step out. Okay, here we go. 1-2 to Christian May. Steps out again. There's just some miscommunication, some frustration, all of it starting to pile up here for Reyes on the mound here in game one early. One of those guys that almost feels like you need to get to him early, and we did. 1-2. Curveball put in play to the first baseman, fielded cleanly. That's Michael Ray over there, taps on first and gets his team out of the inning, but not before the Hawks put 3 on the board with 2 outs. You were watching Pleasant Grove versus Seminole live at the state semifinal game 1 on Texarkana Gameday.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
All right, we're back. We're at the top of the second inning. PG Game sponsors coming in with Browning Homes, Nothing Bunt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics. Definitely want to give them a huge thanks for making this an opportunity for us to be able to stream this. We've got quite a crew here to be able to pull this off for you, and it's been nothing but a pleasure so far watching the Pleasant Grove Hawks lead the Seminole Indians 3-0 here in the top of the second.
Hunter Rose has thrown his final warm-up toss here in the top of the second. 3 up, 3 down in the first as the cleanup man, Eloy Macias, third baseman, steps in to lead things off here for Seminole Indians. Macias comes into this one with a .280 average, a home run of the year, about a .400 on-base percentage. Just your prototypical high school cleanup man. He can flat out hit. Left on right, Rose, first pitch coming. Good fastball, strike number 1. So Rose working fast, working confidently, and pumping in strikes, Jay.
Well, that's how I would want to do it if I was out there in the probably feels like 100-degree temperatures on that field.
Yeah, no wasted pitches, right? As he flares a breaking ball outside.
Walker Wright takes a couple steps back on third.
Big swing and a miss at high fastball. Your Hawks coming to this one 35-4 overall. Have not lost a game these playoffs. Have swept every series they've been in. And they're coming to this one with a .500 record total in state semifinal games.
They've had a couple of games where they've been behind, and they've been able to come back and pull them out. So Pleasant Grove has faced some adversity in the series, just not with the L.
Yeah, and Macias goes down swinging with a good 0-2 fastball as Diego Cortez, the lefty swinging right fielder, steps in, faces Rose for the first time. And again, it's a difficult matchup if you've never seen this young man before as he bounces the first pitch in for a ball.
Yeah, Cortez comes in with a .309 batting average. He has earned his way to first with 18 walks, and he's got 11 stolen bases as well.
With an on-base percentage in the .470 range. So another one of these dangerous hitters. You don't want on base, but all you got to do is throw good fastballs and let your defense work behind you, and that's what Rose does. Catches the inside corner with a heater. 1-1 now. A little low. Anderson did a good job of framing that one, but didn't get the call from behind home plate.
I think Browning Holmes would have said that was a good frame.
That's right. Hit into, between the wickets of Christian May over at third base. So we're going to have the first base runner of the game via the error on May at third. I mean, I'm not the official scorekeeper, but typically when it goes between your legs, they're not going to give the guy a hit.
Yeah, 5-hole single.
Stephen Davis.
So Stephen Gates steps in. Stephen Davis, I'm sorry, the second baseman for this Seminole Indians team, hitting from the right side of the plate. Big hole between first and second.
He comes in with a .317 batting average, but for the playoff series, it is well above that. So he has peaked at the right time.
And if this is the first time you've seen Pleasant Grove and Hunter Rose, this is a story that he tells every week. The first toss over is a little easy one. The second one gets a little tighter than he typically gets you with the third. There's the second one. And I told you what's coming, so let's see if it plays out that way.
Yeah,
that wasn't even the good move and almost got him.
Yeah, that tag was on the chest. If he could have got that on the helmet, I think that would have gotten the call from the umpire.
Before this one started, we told you we call that pickoff move, or I do at least, the magic eraser. It's just disgusting. Comes home with it. Bird takes off. Throw down. Tagged him by Browning. He's got him. Out number 2 is erased on the bases, and that's what the Hawks do. That pickoff move kept him closer to first, gave Buck some extra time, and he gunned him down. So 5 up, 5 into the dugout now, and the 6-hole hitter, Oscar Gritalva is going to step in. Sorry, Stephen Davis. That was Diego Cortez. This is Stephen Davis. And he takes the first pitch from Rose in there for a strike. So that's got to be demoralizing, Jay.
Yeah, I'm still mesmerized. Perfect throw there by Anderson and perfect tag.
Got some athleticism out at short, don't we?
A little bit. A little bit.
Little offline. Browning dove over there and caught it and tagged him in one fell swoop.
And that is one of the reasons why the University of Arkansas has looked at him since 8th grade.
1-2 pitch from Rose. Strike 3 swinging. And Hunter Rose. Another perfect inning here in the state semifinal game in Frisco. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the second. Hawks lead 3-0 on Texarkana Gameday.
My name is Wade Tyson. I got up not feeling real good, and I didn't know what was going on, but I just knew something wasn't right. So I got in my truck and drove myself here to the Texarkana Emergency Center. And I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. And they immediately went to work on me. I've been told that I coded 4 times. Dr. Bowman and his wonderful team didn't give up on me. Texarkana Emergency Center saved my life. I just owe everything to them.
And we are back here, the bottom of the second, to give a shout out to these PG game sponsors here with Browning Homes, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics. And you start doing some tie-ins here, and you've got Nothing Bundt Cakes and maybe Anderson Orthodontics there. And then I think everybody else, you could probably do something about buying a house, or at least do some investing there. We would want to give all of those a shout out for all of their support of the Hawks and allowing us to be able to stream this. And if you are watching on Facebook, shout out where you're watching from. Looks like we've got about 300 eyeballs on the game right now. If you could, like and share the stream, see if we can't get that number up.
Ty Boozer, after the Hawks sent 8 to the plate in the first inning, the 9-hole hitter can lead things off and tasked with a pretty simple task. It's obviously easier said than done, but get on base for the top of the order and let's see what we can do here as he takes the first pitch from Obed Reyes outside for a ball. Big swing and a high fastball, probably ball 2, but it's 1-1 now.
Yeah, Boozer is digging in there, ready for his pitch.
Shows bunt, fouls it back to the net. So Reyes ahead of a PG batter, finally. Boozer's in, digs in for the 1-2. Reyes is ready. Swing, stays alive off the end of the bat, foul.
We've got eyeballs coming in from Tyler, Van, Texas, North Richland Hills. PG itself in Little Rock.
Reyes misses with the 1-2. Yeah, if you're watching from Texarkana, get in the car.
Boozer wagging the bat.
Another foul. Stays alive.
I want to thank Billy Lavender for watching.
Yes.
Always showing us great support.
Hopefully soon we could be doing this for the Tigers, right?
I think there's some up and coming talent for all three teams in the city again. So yes, it would be fun to be doing this for all three schools next year.
Equipment-wise, I don't know if we could pull that off, though. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But first, Boozer doing what the Hawks do, shortening it up, staying alive at the plate, and just trying to put something in play to put some pressure on this defense. Top of the order, and Jared Halter wait on deck. And there's ball 3. So Reyes in a spot he does not want to be in here. Cannot walk the 9-hole hitter after throwing about 30 pitches in the first inning. Another foul.
Yeah, Ty Boozer has only forced 2 walks so far this season. But doing a real good job here keeping Reyes on his toes and making him have to work on the mound.
Another 3-2 pitch. Another foul. That's out of play, and I'm not sure if this is – I bet you can grab one of these foul balls and keep it here. I'd probably lose that bet, but –
Well, if I see Tony Langford running after one, we're going to put the camera on him.
That's when you know you get a free snow cone for turning it in, right? Full count pitch again to Boozer. Put in play and foul right to Coach Fincher. Showing off those hands over there at the third base box.
What do you think his favorite flavor is, snow cone? Bubblegum?
Tony Langford?
Yeah.
You can't put me on the spot like that. There's no filter here.
We're aware of that.
I'm just going to move on. Full count pitch again. And he walks him. My goodness, Ty Boozer with like an 8-pitch at bat. Comes back from 1-2, draws a walk. And Reyes and this Seminole team is in trouble now. Leadoff hitter on top of the order. Going to see him for the second time here, Jared Halter.
Well, and Jared Halter earned first base with a walk as well. And he sort of made Reyes have to really concentrate more, and I think that may have taken a lot out of him, putting the first runner of the game on first base. And just, you know, you talk about the pitch count, but you start talking about how many times he's thrown to first base as well. That's another 20 times.
Another throw over on cue. The third baseman starting to shade his way towards the plate. Might be anticipating a bunt here by Coach Fincher, but you got a guy on the mound that can't throw strikes right now. We'll see if Coach Fincher makes that decision or not. He shows bunt, pulls it back. And we've seen this a few times, past couple of series. He'll show bunt the first pitch, draw a good one to hit, and then smash it into right field. Huge gap there between the first and the second baseman as they hold on Ty Boozer. Speed-wise, what's Boozer done this season? Is he a base-stealing threat?
He's got some speed. Let me look, see if we've got any type of stolen bases here for him.
And that's exactly what happens. Halter
He's got 2.
takes a good rip at that 1-0 fastball and is early enough that it fouls off the end of the bat foul. So now they change their strategy. Third baseman, Mr. Eloy Macias, moves back.
Give a shout out to Deborah Hill. She's actually watching it from Seminole High School. Appreciate her joining the stream. We are a little biased, but we try to call it fair.
Sure. And Obed Reyes about to throw pitch number 46 with nobody down here in the second and already trailing 3-0 to the number 1, number 2 team in the state. Depending on who you ask. You ask me, it's number 1, but I don't get paid to make those kind of decisions.
Yeah, looking at the comments on Facebook, I agree with Doug Kaufman where he just said, what an at-bat by Boozer.
Yeah, and that's something that it's in Pleasant Grove's DNA. They're going to fight. There's no swinging and missing with this team. And Halter stays on a curveball and fouls it straight back over the net. And again, another Hawk down 1-2 this inning. So let's see where that fight comes in. Boozer over at first. Doesn't look like he is even threatening to take off here. So Reyes needs to focus on the batter here because 2 and 3 are waiting. He throws over again, but Buck's back without a slide.
Well,
Sorry, Ty.
Halter comes in with that 417 batting average as well as 14 walks. I don't think I would probably get that far off first base either. I think Jarrett can move him over.
Mm-hmm.
Big hole on the right-hand side, too.
1 ball, 2 strikes now to Jared Halter. Obed Reyes comes set, checks. Boozer at first comes home and it's fouled back again. And you can tell the frustration starting to set in with this young man on the mound. He cannot put a hawk away. Something we're used to seeing, but the folks at Seminole probably aren't. He just piles the strikeouts it up normally.
Jared Halter digging in. Good off-speed pitch. Little curveball it looked like. Halter wanted to offer at it, held back. It's 2-2 now. Yeah, the patience that Halter just held right there, that was pretty phenomenal.
It was the best secondary offering we've seen from Reyes tonight. Still couldn't get him to bite, so Boozer takes his 2-foot lead. Reyes checks him and comes home. Ripped into left field. Get out. Oh, right at Derek Madrid. Thought he had stepped in too far, but he's able to recover and make the out. But hard hit ball, that's what you want. Come all the way back from 1-2, get a ball to hit and smash it just right at somebody, unfortunately.
Now batting number 6.
Yeah, good rip there by Halter. He needs to keep doing that. He'll find an open spot.
It's going to bring up Jace Elrod. He's going to see Reyes for the second time today.
Yeah, he flew out to deep center field his first at bat.
I can guarantee you that hole between first and second is way too big right now. Rips it right through it on cue. Boozer turns around second, heads to third. He's going to get in there third standing up. And Jace Elrod has done a couple things. He's got a runner in scoring position with only 1 down and forced them to have to pitch to Mr. Browning. What an at-bat first pitch, swing and got one to hit, ripped it into right field.
Yeah, Browning coming in with a couple of RBIs available to him. Hawks on the corners. And like I mentioned, he's already got 6 triples for the year.
It's early, and this is obviously said in a little bit of jest, but Browning's got a chance to basically put this one away right here. Halter's back.
If he comes high and inside, Browning has
The ball he hit,
capability to take that deep.
the ball he hit the first inning, if he'd got under it a little bit, it was out of here. He hit the tar out of it. Another first pitch breaking ball starts it out the same way, and it's in there.
Yeah, Browning got on with a line drive to left field in the first inning.
Oh, 1 to Browning. Outside. Run's going to score. Boozer's going to score easily. And Elrod thought about heading to third, but the Hawks pick up run number 4 via the wild pitch, open up first base to give the head baseball coach of the Seminole team an option now. And Reyes is making that slow walk back to the mound. A little frustrated, a little tired. And unfortunately, he's got to turn around and deal with Spencer Browning again. Hawks, almost said Lobos, I'm sorry for those watching. Hawks lead 4-0 now, runner out at second base. Browning looking to pick him up here. That misses. So he's worked his way back ahead in the count 2-1. And if you're just watching Pleasant Grove for the first time, this young man at the plate is one of the highest rated high school players in the country for his classification, and for good reason. 2-1's high. I think you got to put him on here. You can't just groove a 3-1 and let him do what he wants with it, I wouldn't think. But we'll see. We've been surprised before, Jay.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this would actually be a good time to go out and just talk to your pitcher. Just make sure that everybody's on the same page. You've got someone on second that could possibly give you the signs.
Let's see what they do. He looks at the dugout. He's going to come home with it. 3-1 to Browning. Big rip at a fastball just off the mark. It's going to go straight back behind him for a foul ball, and it's full now. That was a 2-run homer swing, Jay. There was nothing about that screamed, I'm going to shoot this into right field for an RBI. It's a big scoreboard out there to aim at, too.
It is a large scoreboard out there.
Full count. Curveball fouled out of play. And the Hawks again doing what they do. And Reyes approaching 60 pitches now, so he's over halfway his allotted amount for the game/series. And we're not even through the second. He's 4 outs into this thing. Browning again, 3-2 coming. Curveball high. Nice at bat. Spencer Browning takes a walk.
You've got to start thinking about just the strategy of the series. You've got Macias that could be called. He's their number 2 guy. You've got Donaldson that could come in, but they've basically been the starters of games 2 and 3 in series.
Yeah.
So you just wonder if maybe they're going to, see if Ray would come in and pitch or Davis.
So Chris Gonzalez, the head coach, is going to make his way to the mound and call his infield in. He's got a tough decision to make, It's not out of hand enough that you decide to punt here, right? It's still a ball game.
No.
But you can't burn through your 2 best pitchers in game 1 and expect to be able to beat this type of team in 3.
Well, and I don't think that you bring Reyes back tomorrow. So if Reyes feels like he still has some in him, and I would probably talk to the catcher just to make sure. But if he still thinks that he's got some to get them out of this inning, I would probably let him stay on there. But I think this mound visit was well needed, just to sort of talk through things. And it looks like he is going to stay on the mound there.
So Coach Gonzalez comes out and talks to his infield and got some direction here, and could have saved about 7 pitches there if they'd have just waved the 4 fingers at Spencer Browning there.
Now batting number 1, Hunter Rose.
What's happened, and Hunter Rose steps in. With runners on first and second and 1 down with a chance to help his own cause.
Well, and I love it that the third baseman, Macias, basically just stayed out there on the bump with him and just had a couple extra words of encouragement for Reyes there.
Infield shifts over to the right side. Another little off-speed pitch that he couldn't get on top of. It's 1-0.
Right fielder playing Hunter Rose a little further back than a couple of the other Hawks.
Hard hit. Actually, he popped it up. He got underneath it. Looked like he put a good swing on it, but the shortstop is over, and Jason Robledo is going to retire Hunter Rose as he just missed the center of the bat and flared it into shallow left field. 2 down now as Buck Anderson approaches the plate. And I believe Buck is the one that put the ball in play that went through the third baseman's legs.
Now batting
Fumbled it, I'm sorry, and allowed the first run to come home and allowed the floodgates to open a little bit.
Yeah, Fincher giving Anderson the signs.
I don't know what the sign for is hit the ball hard, but that's the one he needs to be given.
Had both Hawk runners also looking at Fincher.
Quite literally the same situation he came up in the first. 2 out, runners on first and second. First pitch breaking ball misses.
And with him getting through the lineup, they're all able to see him that second time, and it definitely starts going to the advantage of the batter, in my opinion.
Pitch number 61 or 2 on the way here. That's in there for a strike. And again, another reminder, if you're watching this, share. Let us know where you're watching from. I want to give you a shout out on the broadcast. Can't guarantee it'll happen, but you never know. Buck swings through a breaking ball. He's down 1-2 now, but it doesn't seem to be a problem for the Hawks today.
Got a coworker of mine, Deanna Harding, watching back at Texas A&M Texarkana.
Man, Reyes really needs a put-away pitch here. He can't get a good pitch laid off of by Anderson, and you can see why the frustration's going on out there. You just can't get these Hawks to swing at anything out of the zone. You can't do that. They can all hit it when you throw it in the zone. What do you do here? And your defense is failing you a little bit on top of that.
Well, and the Hawks have done a good job just fouling balls off as well.
Ooh. Man, they're not going to give you that, so worked it back to full again. Landon West waits on deck as Buck Anderson steps back in for a full count pitch. Reyes, another walk around the mound. He's back now.
I'm not even sure advice from Peace Wealth Advisors would help Reyes right now.
Throw behind the runner at second. It finally gets away. The runners are going to advance to pickoff throw in center field. He dropped it. We're going to score a run. Jace Elrod scores from second base on a wild pickoff attempt at second. And the Hawks are just putting pressure on Seminole, and they're not holding up to it right now. Wow. Wow, Jay.
Yeah, good eye there by Fincher, seeing the center fielder misplay that and sends in the Hawk to put up the 5th run of the game, the 2nd in this inning.
Spencer Browning makes his way to third now. Full count pitch coming again, and we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. That's a fire you can't keep playing with. Eventually you're going to get burned, and he did. 5-0 Hawks, full count. Hit hard, right at the first baseman, fielded on one hop. Ray heads to the base, and they are out of the inning, but not before the Hawks tack on 2 more. Pleasant Grove leads 5-0 here, headed to the top of the third on Texarkana Gameday.
Start your day with seamless transactions.
Add your State Bank card to your device's digital wallet and enjoy the convenience of tap-and-go payments. Easy, secure, and thankfully at your fingertips. Simplify your day with State Bank's digital wallet.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
We are back here in the top of the 3rd inning where Pleasant Grove has built a foundation of 5 runs, and that goes right into Browning Homes. Nothing But Cake, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, some of these game sponsors that have come on to help us bring this stream to you today, followed by Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty. If you're buying a home, go see Carrie. The Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics.
Hunter Rose obviously back out of the mound for his 3rd inning of work. And I believe he's faced the minimum, allowed 1 runner via an error, but he immediately wiped them out with a caught stealing. So
We got somebody watching on a Carnival Conquest cruise, so I'm a little jealous of Kyle Irwin.
I'll be. That's tough. That's expensive. I know how much the Wi-Fi costs on a cruise. We appreciate you tuning in. Rose has only thrown 23 pitches to get through, too. And I believe number 20, the designated hitter, Oscar Grijalva, going to lead things off here for Seminole.
Well, Dennis, we appreciate the comment as far as no comparison between the broadcast and the alternate one. We enjoy being able to do this and get to have fun doing it at the same time. But, this is the brainchild of Morgan Smith, and he's out there capturing still shots for us.
You can make a comparison. Not necessarily a flattering one. So Rose is ready here to start the 3rd off. And he does so with a fastball that catches the zone. Strike number 1. Ball's flared out of play. It's 0-2 now, and Grijalva comes into this one. Their 7-hole hitter, hitting .325 with an on-base percentage about .450 with a homer and 10 stolen bases. So lineup is deep, but Rose is he's feeling it today. No, nasty curveball.
Yeah,
Strike
Rose out there
3
with
swinging.
a lot of confidence right now.
Yeah, doesn't hurt when your team spots you 5 in the first 2 innings of a state semifinal series.
Now batting number 3.
Kind of narrows down what you got to do, Jay. Just throw strikes.
Well, and like you've mentioned, just the infield alone, Walker Wright, Spencer Browning, Halter, Christian May.
And Rose misses with the first pitch to Jason Robledo, the shortstop for this Indian squad.
Yeah, he's coming in with a .277 batting average, and he's got 20 stolen bases.
That may fall. Let's see. Oh, what a play out there in right field by Landon West. Diving for out number 2.
Yeah, great play there by Landon West. And that right there is probably going to have a lot of views once we get that posted for some highlights.
Absolutely. The celebration, too, fires the arrow back in at him. I love it. So 2 very quick outs here in the third. A 9-hole hitter, Derek Madrid, left fielder, seeing Rose for the first time. Strike 1 swinging.
It looks like we did have a little work being done down in the bullpen. So Reyes is probably done on the mound tonight.
And 0-1's fouled back, so Rose ahead again 0-2. Looking to get back in the dugout, having only thrown 31 or 32 pitches through 3 innings. You know, the Hawks put up another 3 or 4 spot. You got to start thinking about saving Rose for a potential game 3. Fouls that at the plate.
Well, because Buck Anderson was able to throw out Diego Cortez, I mean, Rose has still only faced the minimum number of batters so far.
He has. Now it's time for the dreaded all-powerful announcer's jinx. The 0-2 pitch from Rose misses the outside corner. Good pitch. Madrid laid off of it. First time he's shown him the curveball, so let's see if he comes back with the heater. 1-2. Dribbler to the mound. Rose fields it easily, slings it over to first, puts him away to Walker right, and a quick third inning. Your Hawks lead 5-0, headed to the bottom third here from Ryder Field, home of the Frisco Rough Riders in Frisco, Texas.
Meet Tony Langford Roofing, your trusted name in roofing solutions. Decades of experience and top-notch service. Passionate about your home safety, we treat every roof like our own. From repairs to full installations, we've got your home covered. Upgrade your roof with our variety of styles and materials. For roofs that last long, choose Tony Langford Roofing. We've got you covered.
Alrighty, we've got PG game sponsors coming in here at the bottom of the third. Browning Homes, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, the Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics.
Alrighty, and the Indians have a new pitcher. Lefty Michael Ray has made his way to the mound. So seeing this young man for the first time, obviously I'll have to figure out where everyone moved on the diamond. We had a lot of changes. I believe number 1, the pitcher Obed Reyes has moved to third base. So the third baseman has moved to first base.
Yeah, the Seminoles are 383 miles away from home. And they're needing to hold these Hawks here in the bottom of the third. Otherwise, they're going to go home quicker than they wanted to.
Sorry, I'm trying to narrow this down and see if the first baseman moved somewhere or if that's going to be it.
Number 21, Landon West.
Either way, Landon West is going to step in. Landon hitting the 6-hole tonight and playing right field, made that fantastic grab there for out number 2 in the top half. And how often do you see it? He's the first man to the plate here in the bottom.
Well, and you would think he's probably got a little adrenaline pumping, and so it'd be interesting to see what he's able to do.
He takes the first pitch from Ray. Outside.
Yeah, one of the things I always look at is strikeouts per innings, and he comes in with 23 Ks on 29 innings pitched, so he definitely relies on the defense behind him to help him with putouts.
So West is back in there, Rays 1-0. Hit hard, and I mean very hard. That's getting over everybody's head. 2 hops the wall out in left center. Landon West thinking about 3, slides into second with a sliding double. And just like we said, the first man to the plate after an excellent play in the field rips one into left center field for a double. First extra base hit of the night for the Hawks.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that I said that his adrenaline might be pumping, but
you did.
I think his adrenaline was pumping.
pumping a little bit harder. We get one out in left center field, but that was the hardest hit ball we've seen of the day and perfectly placed. So they greet Michael Ray the way Pleasant Grove typically greets relief pitchers.
Well, and you would imagine that all the Hawks sort of had a smile on the side of their face whenever he ripped that hit, knowing that he was able to get his slot right off the bat.
Man, they're holding him on second like it's the winning run of the World Series and leaving a huge hole between first and second for Walker Wright. And I mean, massive. He shows bunt, and it's a really good one. Third baseman, the previous pitcher, what a play. Made that look routine. It was difficult. And again, that is Reyes, the starting pitcher, moved over to third. Guy's got some defensive chops. You know we can hit. But the job is done. Runners at third base with less than 2 outs for number 7, Christian May.
Yeah, Christian May comes in with 16 RBIs. He's looking to add his 17th. And just wondering if we're going to be asked to do back-to-back bunts.
That was just a great play all the way around. Excellent bunt just to the wrong person. Threw that off balance, just perfect, right into the first baseman's chest. Left on left now for Christian May. He shows bunt. Pulls it back. Hits it into left field. Right at the left fielder. West is going to tag. And he is going to score easily, and the Hawks lead 6-0. Double sacrifice bunt, sac fly, the way you draw it up. It's 6-0 Pleasant Grove. Just executing everything to perfection at the moment. Coach Fincher pulling all the right strings.
Well, and that just adds one more, so now Pleasant Grove is at 6. You know, it's probably too early to be talking about a 10-run rule, but
never too early for that.
That can start becoming part of the conversation here as runs start getting traded for outs by Pleasant Grove here. Still in the 3rd inning.
If we do that, we can get our staff showered before dinner. So Ty Boozer comes in, the 9-0 hitter for the Hawks with nobody on and 2 outs. And Pleasant Grove tends to find a way to make rallies in these situations. Takes a swing at a ball way out of the zone. He might have made his mind up. He was first pitch swinging there. Worst swing we've seen of the day from the Hawks. First pitch breaking ball as well from Ray.
Give a shout out to Dan Carson watching from Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. Hard to imagine. Have trouble finding things to do in that city, but maybe he's out listening to live music and watching game day at the same time.
Well, he's got some ties to Texarkana. He's a youth minister here in town.
Well, scratch that last sentence. You can find some entertainment out that direction. 2-1 now. That catches his own 2-2. That's why you don't bring a foreigner in to do this, Jay.
Well, and I guess you'll be glad to know that they're saying let's go Booze for Ty Boozer.
Fair enough.
You know,
no one says you have to be doing that. Listen to live music. 2-2 pitch misses. So Boozer works the count full with 2 outs here in the 3rd. Hawks scored every inning, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 here in the 3rd, and leads 6-0. Rose with a no-hitter going, face the minimum on the other side. It's a pretty steep hill to climb right now if you're Seminole in game 1. Hard hit into center field. But he's easily over there to get that. That's Rowan Donaldson out there. So the Hawks score 1 here in the 3rd, head to the 4th, leading 6-0 here on game day.
Texarkana, when it comes to electricity, you do not want to strike out. That's why I trust the pros at Livewire Electrical Services. These guys are the real MVP, voted Electricians of the Year 3 years in a row. Now that's a home run, baby. Need to upgrade your lighting to LED, diagnose a breaker that won't stop tripping, or add a portable generator connection? Livewire has you covered. Power problems? Call Livewire Electrical Services today. I know I do, because with these guys, you're always safe at home.
We're back here at the top of the 4th. Want to give a shout out to our game sponsors, Browning Homes, Nothing Bun Cakes. I could go for one right now. Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics. Definitely give them a thanks for giving the support to this stream and for the Pleasant Grove Hawks so that we could bring these games to you this series.
Before I talk about how well Hunter Rose has started this one, we should let you know Nothing But Kanks is locally owned and operated by Brady and Amy May. Thank you guys for helping us bring this to the masses, the folks that couldn't make this trip in the middle of the day on a Thursday. So Rose is through with the warm-up toss. This is going to face the top of the order for the second time. This is Rowan Donaldson. And Rose, as you mentioned, the previous half inning has faced the minimum through 3. Only allowed the one base runner via the error by Christian May at third base and only thrown 33 pitches to do it.
Yeah, Donaldson grounded out to Spencer Browning in the first inning. See if he's able to do something a little different.
Rose can't catch the top of the zone with something a little off speed there. That wasn't the heater. And that's outside. So the first 2-0 count we've seen from Rose today. You don't want to give this team any hope with the free passes. And the fastball bounces in there. And I suspect we're going to have the takes on here for Mr. Donaldson. And Coach Fincher is going to walk out and talk to Hunter. Must see something he didn't like with those first 3 deliveries. None of them were close.
And Louis Avery's catching the game from Hot Springs.
Hot Springs.
Appreciate him.
Got a lazy river out here
Today.
Not quite the view he's probably got, but I don't know if they'll let your kids hop in if you come out here Saturday, but, you know, by the time they figure out you're in it, you probably got a few good minutes of swimming in.
I would imagine.
But don't take life advice from me. I can assure you that is not a good idea.
Yeah, I imagine I know what Louis Avery's going to be doing tomorrow at 7 o'clock. He's going to be watching the Liberty Allo stream if he's not at the game.
The first earned base runner by the Indians comes via the 4-pitch walk by Hunter Rose to start off the 4th inning here. And Coach Fincher saw something he didn't like, and he finished up the at-bat with a 4-pitch walk. And Michael Ray, the first baseman, steps in left on left. Seeing Rose for the second time. And he grounded out to the third baseman, Christian May, his first time up.
We've talked about the move that Rose has to first base, and Donaldson does have 24 stolen bases. So this could be something to sort of watch. I'm sure Anderson keeps an eye on him as well.
Almost got him with the bad move. And Jay, it would be borderline malpractice to have a runner picked off here down 6-0 in the 4th inning. Those are precious. You're not going to get many against the Rays. I'm sorry, against the the Hawks. He's starting to creep a little bit further. Shows bunt. Going to be fielded by Rose. Checks at second. Nothing there. Throws over to first. And a sacrifice bunt to get the first run of the game out to second base. I am not here to question decision-making in any manner, but your 2-hole hitter bunting down 6-0 when the opposing pitcher started the inning with 5 consecutive balls is probably something that some other coaches may not have done. But let's see if it pays off for him or if the Hawks.
Well, I will say that Ray does have a 273 batting average, so that may have been a good move.
And the first pitch to number 1, Obed Reyes, the starting pitcher today for the Indians, is high. Rose is just having trouble finding the strike zone here in the 4th.
Yeah, Reyes does have 39 RBIs for the season.
You're down to 12 outs if you're Seminoles, actually 11. Can't be given away. The good swing on a fastball up in the zone, and it's fouled towards the opposing bullpen. So it's 1-1 now. West got over there and had to slide before hitting that wall. And again, Reyes comes into this one comically with a 442 batting average, a 522 on base, and the team leader in RBIs. This young man, we saw the play, made it third base. We saw the stuff on the mound. this young man can play some baseball. It's pretty clear. So
Yeah.
runner out at second now with one down.
Yeah, today's a different world. Just got a post for some Instagram from. Go ahead and call. Go ahead and make the
As
call.
Reyes grounds out to the shortstop, Spencer Browning. Now 2 outs, runner on third base for the Indians.
So the Seminoles can Photoshop. So apparently there was some prom pictures that they Photoshopped themselves onto the Pleasant Grove dates. And so I was told that there may have been a little extra
okay
want to today about the Pleasant Grove Hawks. So, you know.
So the runner that was bunted into scorer position is now at third base with 2 outs, and the first pitch to Eloy Macias, the man that started at third, moved to first, is swung on and missed. So Rose got a chance to get out here with no damage done after starting the inning. So, for lack of a better way, Jay, so poorly. 5 straight balls, put a man on, and he's ahead 0-2.
Yeah, the play is as strong as their Photoshop skills today. A little weak.
Then.
A little weak.
That's Jay in here coming in hot. These are children. 0-2 from Rose. Oh, just misses the outside corner. Everybody wanted that. Again, runner on third now. Here comes a little wind and some cloud cover. So hit into center field. Elrod is over. Calls off Blue Rose, and the Hawks to get out of the inning without allowing a run are going to head to the bottom of the fourth. Still leading 6-0. Rose still yet to allow a hit. You're watching the state semifinals on Texarkana Gameday.
Family owned and operated. State-of-the-art equipment. Largest slab yard in Texarkana. With a knowledgeable sales staff that's ready to serve you.
Well, we are back here in the bottom of the fourth where Pleasant Grove leads the Seminole Indians 6-0. Want to give a special shout out to our game sponsors, Browning Homes, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, the Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics. You've got the Seminole Indians gathering around the bump, and they're having some discussions on what they can do to try to get these Hawks back in the dugout. The Hawks have been able to put a run up in every single inning so far, and that has got to stop for them to have a chance.
Michael Ray back out for a second inning of work. He's going to see the top of the order. Jared Halter, Jace Elrod, and Spencer Browning. Again, Hawks lead 6-0 if you're just tuning in. First 3 came on 2 outs after an error. Should have been the third out. That probably set the tone for the way the rest of this one was going to go, and then 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Elrod, or Halter, I'm sorry, is ahead 2-0 now.
Give a shout out to Jeff and Terry Peace. They're watching the stream. He is the Peace, as far as the Peace Wealth Advisors.
3-0 now to Halter. Something tells me he's going to have the take sign as Elrod waits on deck. Hit one hard into right field his last at bat, I believe. You're the one that keeps up with that. And ball 4 is not in the card. Just 3-1 now.
Yeah, Halter hit a line drive to left field to get on base in the previous inning, and then scored on a pass ball.
And 3-1 bounces in there, and the Hawks have another leadoff base runner at the top of the order now. So, again, you're putting yourself in a spot where you're going to have to pitch to the big hitters.
Jace Elrod.
And Jace, I haven't seen him have any trouble with lefty pitchers, so this is not an issue for this young man. And Halter, we haven't seen the pickoff move from Ray, but again, up 6-0. You don't really need to press the issue right now. You're hitting well enough. We'll see what Coach Fincher decides to do.
Yeah, Elrod was able to get one through the right field in the second inning. and ended up scoring on a wild pitch from second base.
Michael Ray pumps the first one in there for a strike. It was a fastball in the inside corner. Elrod behind 0-1, throw over. Halter's back in plenty of time. He wasn't going anywhere. Again, Spencer Browning waits on deck. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. Looks over. Halter does go. Elrod check swing. Halter steals that one easily. So now the Hawks have a runner at second with nobody down. And if there's a chance, well, scratch that. It's now 0-2 to Elrod. But he's got a chance to drive in and run number 7 here if he can find a hole. Worst case scenario, you want to get something to that right side of the infield and get Halter to third.
Yeah, I believe that is his 11th stolen base of the season.
0-2, going to have to shorten up here. That misses low. Just been a near perfect game so far for Pleasant Grove. If you had to dial it up how you wanted the 3 innings to go via a script, it would almost look exactly like this, Jay.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a Hawk that's complaining.
1-2. Hit into right field and fairly deep. Let's see if they're going to test his arm out there. He finds it, catches cleanly. Halter's coming to third, and he's there easily. So does his job at the plate. Gets down 0-2, finds a way to put it in play and get the runner over. Hawks are cooking again. Runner at third, less than 2 outs, and Spencer Browning comes to the plate. And if there's ever a time for an intentional walk, it's got to be here, you would think.
Now batting number 19.
Jace Elrod must have seen something that Ray was tipping his pitches. He shared some knowledge there to Spencer Browning. See if Spencer can put that to work.
They're going to pitch to him. Halter at third. Big swing. Miss, strike 1. And again, Spencer with some mind-boggling statistics this season, hitting a 3-hole for your Hawks. You guys all know.
Spencer was looking for a fastball, just couldn't catch up to it.
That bounces in there. They're not pitching around him. They're just going to make him beat him. 1-1 now to Spencer. Again, Halter at third, less than 2 out. You put something in play here, run number 7 is going to come across. Fouled on top of one of the terraces here. Almost got to the roof. It didn't quite make it. And again, this is a super, super cool little facility. If you guys are on the fence about making the drive down here, do not hesitate from this point forward. Tons of shade, tons of stuff for the family to do. 1-2 hit hard into left field. And Halter's going to score on a 2-strike RBI single from Spencer Browning to left field. The Hawks are just piling on now.
Yep, that's his second hit to left field, line drive for Spencer Browning. So he is 2 hits, 1 walk, so he has reached on base every time.
Now batting number 1.
We know he's got some deceptive speed out there, so don't be surprised if he ends up on second base here in a couple pitches as Hunter Rose steps in.
Yeah, Spencer Browning, I saw his speed for the first time on the football field really sort of separate himself. Pretty impressive out there. But, yeah, he's got 15 stolen bases on the season.
And he's off on the first pitch, and no sense in even making that throw down. They're trying to confuse him and get him to run to third, but he's still second on the first pitch. I didn't see if they called that a strike or a ball. It looks like it's ball 1. So Rose now with a run out at second base he could pick up here with the single. Hawks have scored in every inning, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in both the third and the fourth, and still going. Popped up. Foul territory, not enough room over there for Reyes. It's 1-1 now. And we're the home team today, so after this inning, we start getting into the walk-off home run territory the closer we get to 10 runs. I've never seen a walk-off 10-run rule, but that'd be cool. Via the home run, that is. He did? Early in the year, he says. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That was the first home run hit at Pleasant Grove's new baseball field.
How cool is that? Let me know when the statue's going up. Rose ahead 2-1 now. Browning got it second. Ray starting to labor a little bit on the mound like his predecessor, Reyes. Comes set 2-1 now.
This baseball team is 4 wins away from getting a statue.
Hard hit into right center. That's going to get past both of them. Browning's going to score easily. Rose heads into second base with a stand-up RBI double, and your Hawks lead 8-0 here in Frisco in Game 1 of the state semifinal game against Seminole, and they're starting to pile it on a little bit. Everything that can go their way is going their way.
Yeah, I'm thinking if Hunter wasn't pitching today, he probably would have tried to stretch that to a triple.
I don't know that I've seen the Hawks strike out today against two guys with pretty good stuff. Just demoralizing.
Caden Clark getting called to go out there and run for Hunter Rose. And I'm excited to see what Caden Clark is going to be able to do for these Pleasant Grove Hawks, both on the baseball field and the football field in the future. Good athlete.
Buck, same position Rose was in. Got a chance to drive in and run if he can find a hole here. 8-0 Pleasant Grove. That misses inside.
And Buck does have 3 home runs for the season.
Caden Clark out at second, running for Rose. No reason to even look back at him, as the 1-0 is going to miss high. And we're almost to that point in the game, Jay, where you think about just punting if you're Seminole. Let's come back tomorrow, reset with our pitchers, pitch counts in reasonable positions, and try to do it the hard way. Hard hit, and I mean very hard hit. Left fielder back. Oh, he catches it just in front of the warning track, and Clark was too far off the bag to tag up. So we're going to be right back where we started, except with 2 outs after an absolutely demolished second out by Buck Anderson. He hit the wrong part of the ballpark, unfortunately, for that ball. Every bit of 350 feet, Jay.
Yeah, good play there by the left fielder.
Yeah, probably a home run at home, or in the venue that I'll be at tomorrow night with a 40-mile-an-hour breeze out there with no trees around.
We got a stat to share. We also had a walk-off homer back in 2012 by Melvin Gray. Gene Ubry sharing that information.
Melvin Gray. If you're watching, shout out. Landon West takes the first pitch outside for a ball. 8 runs in for your Hawks, 2 this inning. Looking for another 2-out RBI here from Landon West. Again, Clark at second.
Got Robert
Big
Goldleen
swing.
Watching from Green Forest, Arkansas.
Looks like the first baseman's going to be able to make a play on this, and he does. That's Macias over there. And out number 3, Hawks put up 2 more. Another crooked number. We're going to head to the top of the 5th here on Game Day. Pleasant Grove leads Seminole 8-0.
This is hustler country, a place where people earn their keep and make an honest living. We build machines that last because they have to. We make it, we test it, we break it, and we do it over and over again. So visit your local Hustler dealer and join us, because we are Hustler.
We're back at the Rough Rider Field here in Frisco, Texas, where Pleasant Grove leads 8-0 here in the top of the 5th. Give a shout out to our game sponsors here: Browning Homes, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics. So Hunter Rose steps back out on the mound, and he is looking to face the Seminoles. Middle of the order: Diego Cortez, Stephen Davis, Oscar Gralva, I believe are going to be who he will face first. Umpires sweeping off home plate, so we will get the 5th inning underway here shortly. As the Hawks get set up here for the 5th inning. So Diego Cortez coming in with that .309 batting average. He got on first base after an error, but was thrown out by Buck Anderson trying to steal second. So he did get on first base, but that is as far as he got in the second inning. So that one comes in a little bit low for a ball one. Diego Cortez digs in. And fastball right down the middle. Even the count up at 1-1 here for Hunter Rose. Working quickly with the delivery. And takes a lot off of that one. It comes in a little bit low for ball two. Rose delivering a 2-0 pitch. And that one a little bit inside. Or makes the count 3-1. Sorry about that. Rose working relatively quick. And that one must have been a little bit outside. So the Indians are able to get a runner on first base here.
Now batting number 4, Stephen Davis.
So Stephen Davis is up to bat here, .317 batting average. He does have an Indian on first base after a walk. I believe this is the first inning that they've been able to put someone on base.
All right, I'm back, Jay. I think last inning we did
Donaldson
leadoff walk. That's right, yeah, and they bunted him over and he didn't score. So Rose is still not allowed to hit. Good pickoff move, but runner's back. It's Cortez over at first base, and Stephen Davis, the second baseman's up.
Let's go defense just playing normal. Pitch over.
Almost caught him leaning. And Hunter Rose, again, puts himself in a tough spot. Not as tough as it would be if you weren't ahead 8-0, but throws over again. That's 3 in a row. I think he wants to throw a shutout. What do you think, Jay?
That could be the case.
If we can get through this inning unscathed and score 2 in the bottom half, we all go home happy. 1-0 pitch swung on. High fastball fell back to the net. And again, we are at Ryder Field here in Frisco, Texas, home of the Frisco Rough Riders, the AA affiliate of your Texas Rangers. Big park. Cool park, though. Almost doesn't feel like a baseball field until you're in the seats. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Uh-oh, they got him picked off. Right over to the Browning at second. It's over. So they allow leadoff walk back-to-back innings, and Seminole finds a way to give it away.
And that is twice that Cortez has been caught with base running issues.
Just one of those games where if it can go wrong for you, it can right now for Seminole. So now 1 down now, 2-1 count coming. And that catches the strike zone on Stephen Davis. So Rose gets it back to 2-2. He's set, moving quickly. Strike 3. Hunter Rose with another strikeout. That's number 6, I believe.
Now batting number 20, Oscar.
5, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 5.
5 strikeouts, 2 walks, no hits now for Rose. There's a little dribbler to Spencer Browning, and he cannot fill that cleanly. So another error on the Hawks is another base runner for the Seminole. Comes via the error.
You just got to start thinking about that base running error that they made earlier and how that could start impacting how this game ends.
Now batting number 3, Jason Robledo.
Strike 1, inside corner to Jason Robledo. Again, runner on first. Look for Rose to throw. He's a little too far off the bag to be comfortable against this pickoff move. Batter calls time. And again, we really appreciate you tuning in and your patronage. Click share See if we get as many folks watching Pleasant Grove try to end this in 5. Rose comes home, just misses with a fastball.
I do see Harrison Newton taking a couple of pitches in the bullpen for Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, Hunter's approaching the 60 pitch mark, and he had him leaning just to miss with the throw. He had him, Jay.
Yeah, there was definitely a lean there that Hunter Rose saw, but just couldn't get the ball over there quick enough.
And it's a distinct look. It's a distinct form of panic you don't see anywhere else except a baseball field. When you know you're caught, you stumble back. Foul ball on 1-1 makes it 1-2. You know what I mean, Jay? There's just you don't see any other sport. That instant panic you got.
Well, and then you just sit there for a second before you're like, do I go back to the base or do I go
Yeah, like a deer in headlights. That happened. A good throw probably gets him there. Now he's not shading too far off of first. Rose comes home. Dribbler to second base. Halter's there, slides, makes the play, throws it away. That's going to be the first hit of the game. And Seminole, they throw down to second. They get him at second before the run scores. Wow! Pleasant Grove holds on to the shutout after a series of misplays. Buck Anderson throws down to Browning and wipes away the out at second before the run can score. Pleasant Grove leads 8-0. Got a chance to win this thing with 2 in the bottom of the 5th here on Texarkana Gameday.
Nerf wars, safe. Dodgeball, safe. Kickball, batting cages, and glow-in-the-dark parties. You're all safe here, baby. Looking for a birthday party that's anything but ordinary? Iconic Performance Center brings the fun to you. With 2 hours of high-energy activities, plus music and dancing, this will be the party they'll never forget. Book your iconic birthday party today at iconicperformancecenter.net or just call 903-293-9949.
We're back here in the bottom of the 5th where Pleasant Grove leads the Seminole Indians 8-0. And Seminole definitely counting down the outs remaining in this game. But if Pleasant Grove puts up 2, this game is over. But special shout out to our game sponsors, Browning Homes, Nothing Bunt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics.
Alrighty, we're back. Now, there's obviously no official scorekeeper nearby, and the scoreboard isn't keeping hits and errors, so I have to assume that was probably going to be an infield single there to Halter. And the official scoreboard says no, they're going to give Halter an error there. We'll figure it out.
And it looks like we are going to have a new arm on the bump for the Indians. That is going to be Stephen Davis. And so he is going to be getting a chance to come in and try to stop this bleeding that Pleasant Grove has been able to put up as far as scoring in every single inning so far. He comes in with only 11.1 innings pitched, but he does have a 1.85 ERA. He does have 1 save, 300 runs, 6 walks, 9 Ks. And the batting average of the opposing team is at .171.
And he will face the bottom of the order, Walker Wright, Christian May, and Ty Boozer here in the 5th inning. Hawks looking for 2 to end this thing early. First pitch to Wright's going to miss low. And Davis comes set, taking a lot of time. And Wright's going to call time. And again, we have to assume that's going to be a hit. But still no earned runs on the board for Hunter Rose.
Davis peering over his glove. Backs off one more time.
Can't you communicate in high school, right? Via the walkie into his ear? All right, he's ready now, 1-0. It's a pretty good fastball. He's got a lively arm out there as Walker Wright takes the 1-0 in there for a strike. And again, reminder, the 10-run rule is in effect in high school baseball in the playoffs. And we're 2 runs away from that happening. We've scored 2 runs in 3 of the 4 innings prior to this one. And again, if a couple of these guys get on, the top of the order comes back up and starts to become a reality, a real possibility. Not that it's not. If they don't, they score a lot of runs with 2 outs. But you know what I'm saying. 2-1 pitch now to Walker Wright. I don't know what's happening between pitches, but starting to slow the pace of this game down to a crawl a little bit. These kids are hot.
It has slowed down a little bit. Right field does look like they're playing in just a little bit.
And again, this is a really big park. Deep to all parts. 2-2 pitch, little breaking ball. Strike 3 and writes it down on strikes. Good pitch. And again, you haven't seen that yet, so he didn't show it to him before the 2-2. He's having a word with his teammates about what that pitch does, the release point, that kind of stuff, what to look for.
Now batting number 7.
Yeah, Davis looks like he's a little bit shorter than the other pitches, so you got the different slot, different velocity.
Christian May steps in. Lefty hitting third baseman. Big swing and a fastball on the first pitch. He can't catch up to it. Again, Hunter Rose still throwing the shutout. Worry about that if we can get 2 more runs here. 0-1 hit hard at the second baseman. Fielded very cleanly on a hop. Easy out number 2. And the Hawks, 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And Seminoles looking to keep the Hawks off the board for the first time all game in a half inning, as Ty Boozer is going to come to the plate for your Hawks.
Yeah, that's the second time that Christian May is grounded out to the right side today.
That was a hard hit ball.
It was.
2 feet to the right, and it may get to that wall. So Boozer steps in, seeing Davis for the first time. Got a good fastball, and he's shown us a good secondary offering as well. That's a little floater. No one's going to get this, and that bounces left of the chalk. Boozer stumbles around first and has to go back. But he's in there with a 2-out single in the top of the order. Got a chance to send us home now. Winning run at the plate in the form of Jared Halter. Boozer flares a little single over the second baseman's head out there to right field. And the Hawks are cooking with 2 outs again.
Yeah, Halter has been on the bases all 3 at bats so far tonight. He's looking to make it a 4th time.
And he pops it up. Fly ball to left field. Madrid is there, comes on, and makes the play. And that is 3 outs. The Hawks scoreless for the first half inning tonight. Going to head to the top of the 5th here in the regional finals, the state semifinals series here in Frisco. You're watching playoff baseball on Texarkana Gameday.
Diamond Bank walks with its customers through every step of life, side by side. From the first checking account in high school to the first home or business loan, Diamond Bank is committed to helping you with all of your financial needs. Diamond Bank's growth is the result of the growth of our customers, and we want to help you feel that same growth. We are proud to have the ability to give back to our local school districts, community organizations, veterans, customers, and more in a multitude of ways. Come discover the Diamond Bank difference with local people making local decisions for our local community. Stop by our current location in Texarkana at 5714 Richmond Road or visit us online at www.diamond.bank to see our products and services. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Well, it is the top of the 6th here in Frisco, Texas, as Pleasant Grove leads the Seminole Indians 8-0, and we want to give a shout out to our game sponsors for this series: Browning Homes, Nothing But Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics.
And Hunter Rose is back out for his 6th inning of work. We've got him unofficially with 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and the 1 hit allowed that almost turned into an out. Good play by Halter out there, but he just couldn't complete the throw to first. Somehow ended in an out.
Well, Louis Avery, a longtime Gazette sports reporter, said that he thought it was an error. So I say we chalk it up to what Louis says.
Works for me. So we'll call it a no-hitter. But you know what happens when you say that word on a broadcast. So here we go. Number 12, the 9-hole hitter, Derek Madrid, steps to the plate here for the 3rd time today.
Rose came in hot but high.
Big swing and another good fastball. It's 1-1. And this young man has got to find his way on base to give the top of the order a shot here if you want any chance of climbing back into this one. You can no longer peck away. You're going to have to get him in chunks if you're the Indians now. It's 1-2 now.
And then coming up at the bottom of this inning, you've got J. Selrod, Browning, and Rose, and Anderson.
Ooh. Fouls over towards the dugout. Seminole players are all safe as that ball bounces back to Walker right over at first base. It's 1-2 again, I think. Scoreboard says 0-2, but I believe he threw a ball that first pitch. And again, they're not keeping hits or errors. It's not their job today, so couldn't tell you where we stand there, but the 1-2 from Rose is going to miss inside. Good fastball, just a little bit too far off the plate to coax a swing out of the 9-hole hitter here. Derek Madrid, the left fielder, made a couple good plays out there on some balls that we thought might get past him. Hard hit ball to the shortstop. Browning fills it cleanly, throws over. Easy out number 1 for Hunter Rose. And the top of the order comes up with one down in the 6th in the form of Rowan Donaldson, their center fielder.
Yeah, Spencer Browning makes it look very easy.
Now batting number 2, Rowan Donaldson.
Makes a good play on the ground ball and fires a strike over to first base.
We may see Spencer on the mound tomorrow. Not sure what they're going to do, but we know what he's capable of. Hawks, a couple outs and a couple runs away from getting us out of here for game 1. First pitch from Rose to Donaldson's going to miss inside, so he's ahead 1-0 now.
Pleasant Grove outfield's playing in on Donaldson.
It's 2-0 now. And you can't see the scoreboard, obviously, but there's a really cool, massive jumbotron out here with the Hawks logo on it. That ball's flared into right field. A couple steps back, then a couple forward for Landon West. Parks underneath it, out number 2. This is so much easier if I don't have to, do all the stuff on the computer, Jay. I'm not fumbling my words and misreading who's who.
Well, yeah. Zach makes this look good.
Mm-hmm. Show some people watching that will disagree with that. I don't check the comments, folks, so. Hate away. Hunter Rose, 2 outs here in the 6th. First pitch breaking ball. Catches the zone. And Michael Ray, the big hard-hitting first baseman for the Indians up. Left on left. Takes another breaking ball. It's 1-1 now to Ray.
Well, we definitely appreciate those that are watching this afternoon.
And Ray's getting on base this season at a .395 clip. So this is a pretty potent offense that Hunter Rose is just cruising right through. 1-2 now. Little check swing, one hopper. Halter has to wait on it, and that's it. 3 quick ones from Rose. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Your Hawks need 2 to win it here in game 1 of the state semifinal series. You're watching playoff basketball on Texarkana Gameday.
My name is Doug Willett. I own M&M Tire and Auto Center. We've been here for over 40 years. We're just a mom and pop place. We service any type of vehicle that you can think of. We do front end alignments. We've got the best front end alignment machine guys here. And we also do AC work for the new Freon, which is the 1234 FY. We do that too. Plus tires. Now that's the major thing. Cooper Tire employees, we're really special with them. We give you 15% off, plus also you get your Goodyear employee refunds back on your tires, which is great for you. Extra value is what you get when you buy from Doug Willett. Don't worry, my guys will take care of you too.
Welcome back. Ryder Field here in Frisco, Texas, home of the Frisco Rough Riders. Davis back out of the mound here for Seminole, looking to keep his team in the ball game. The Hawks, if they could push across 2 here, they take game 1 in pretty convincing fashion. But if the Seminoles want any shot to mount an epic comeback, they're going to have to hold the Hawks to less than 2 runs here, Jay.
That is so true. Give a quick shout out to Dee Dee and Pops who are watching from Sherwood, and a shout out to Raleigh and Landon.
Thank you guys for tuning in on top of everybody else that's watching. Jace Elrod. The Hawks center fielder is going to lead things off here. Browning and Rose to follow. Big first pitch swing, fouled way out of play. And Davis is ahead of Elrod, 0-1.
Yeah, Elrod has made contact on all 3 attempts today.
Hard hit up the middle. Center fielder over. Elrod takes the turn. He's going to try to leg out a double here. And Elrod's speed turns a single for most hitters into a double, and the Hawks are cooking here in the 6th with a leadoff double from Jace Elrod. Wow.
So we now have the game-winning run with a bat in his hand, and it is the Hawk with the most home runs on the team. And I'll just go ahead and share once again, left field and right field foul poles are 335 and 409 to center.
Winning run at the plate in the form of Spencer Browning. Elrod out at second. Fastball, strike 1. And if you know, we love all the Hawks, but if you had to choose one to be up there in this spot, I think this might be the guy you would lean towards. At least one of them, right?
But you can't walk him because you got Hunter Rose and
yeah,
Anderson
then you put the winning run on base. I mean, you probably can. If it were a 1-0 game, you'd probably consider it, but at this point, they're probably ready to get out of here, if I had to guess. Count even at 1 now. Spencer Browning. Davis comes set. Elrod at second. Big swing, fouled out of play again. So Browning's going to have to.
We're going to get Langford on that roof, see if there was any damage done.
Get him physically on the roof. Yes, we'll put a camera on that. Especially those slanted metal roofs. 1-2 to Browning.
It's pay-per-view right there.
He takes a breaking ball away. And again, scoreboard sponsor State Bank. Thank you guys helping us do this all year long. Big time part of what we do here at Game Day. 2-2 now to Browning. That bounces in, so the count's full. You really don't want to put what represents the winning run on with no outs here, but you also don't want to groove a 3-2 fastball either. No good options here with this young man at the plate. So Davis is going to come set to Browning, 3-2. Elrod still out at second, hadn't gone anywhere. Hard hit to center field, but it's popped up. Just got underneath it. Center fielder Rowan Donaldson's over. Halter's going to tag and get into third easily. He just missed the barrel of the bat there, Jay.
Yeah, just pushed that out there just a little much. But see what Rose and Anderson can have the opportunity to try to do.
Mm-hmm. We're either 2 runs or 3 outs away from getting the win here in Game 1, but I think we'd like it in a more dramatic fashion, I believe, here. As Hunter Rose steps up to the plate. Runner on third with less than 2 outs, but for all intents and purposes, Jay, that is a meaningless run. The one at the plate's the only one that counts right now.
Hunter Rose does have 2 home runs for the year.
First pitch fastball catches the plate. I think I saw one the other night while I was on the road doing a different game. Just a hard hit shot to right field. Rose behind 0-1, representing the winning run. And it hit him. Now the winning run's on first base as Buck Anderson's going to trot to the plate. If you had to pick a spot to get hit, that's probably the one there. That'll wear off pretty quickly. So the Seminole crowd starting to thin out a little bit. Kind of didn't take long to just suck the air out of the place if you're a Seminole Indian fan.
We do have both 6A teams that have been watching. They showed up. They'll be playing next.
And a ticket to get in gets you to watch both tomorrow. I have to assume. I haven't confirmed that, but I can't imagine why they wouldn't. And a shallower crowd here tonight than we'll have the rest of the series. It was a 4 o'clock game in midweek. Still, I implore you to come out this direction if you're thinking about it. Buck down 0-1 here. Runners go, or at least Rose does. There's no throw down, so now the winning run's out at second base. So a single from Buck Anderson wins this thing. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Let's see who they send out there. Looks like Caden Clark again is going to run for Hunter Rose, representing the winning run in Game 1 of the state semifinal series here. And if you're Seminole, you got to get back to the hotel, and what do you do tomorrow, you know? Have you been in a must-win all year long against a really, really good baseball team? The Hawks are just, they can demoralize you quickly. Anderson takes the 1-1 high. Again, if the Hawks push 2 across, this one's over.
Well, and that's going to bring up a tough decision for Coach Chris Gonzalez, you know, on whether he pitches Messias or Donaldson tomorrow. Because if this game plays out, they've got to win both games tomorrow.
Infield's in. They don't want to let the winning run score. They want to give themselves a shot. Buck can't check swing, and it's 2-2 now. So the infield drawn in for Seminole, meaning you put it on the ground here, the odds are higher that you get it through, but also they want a shot to come back in the bottom or in the top of the 7th. As unlikely as it may be, still a puncher's chance in a playoff game, in a high school game. 2-2 to Buck Anderson. And that misses. Ball gets away from the catcher, but not far enough to have anyone advance. And Landon West on deck, waiting his turn if Buck can't do it here. So full count pitch. You don't really want to walk him loaded here. Let's see if Buck gets a fastball. And if he does, let's see if he's on time.
Caden Clark looking to score from second base with anything on the ground.
Little breaking ball. Buck stays alive. And again, I still think we're strikeout 3 is a free. Sorry about that. Walker Wright did strike out. So this Seminole team's only been able to put away 1 Hawk the entire game. And we've seen a ton of 2-strike counts. It's just, I use the word demoralizing a lot, but it's got to be. You're used to putting them away. Again, full count to Buck Anderson. Ball 4. They're going to load him up. And Landon West is going to take a shot at it. So Buck Anderson at first. Caden Clark at second. Jace Elrod at third. But we're going to have a pinch runner for Buck. Looks like we're going to send out Landon Fincher, who odds are won't score. With a 2 in front of him, meaning the game's over. And Landon West with a chance to do something pretty special here in game 1 in this cool facility in front of this big PG crowd.
It does give them a chance to have a force at any base.
Ball 1. And Davis is having some trouble out there with the command and release point now, late in this one.
Yeah, pass ball and Davis doesn't cover home plate. You could have Caden Clark coming in hot.
1-0 to Landon West. Davis comes home. He takes ball 2. Yeah, if you find a way to work a walk here, you can pretty much call this one. So Davis is 2-0 to Landon. Big swing fouled back behind him. Into the concourse, fan could not make the play.
Yeah, that'd cost the Bananas an out.
Had it in the bread basket, just couldn't hold on. Our camera won't make it over there, though. 2-1 now. Big swing of the ball way up in the zone. So Davis has found a way to work it back 2-2. Seminole still has some hope, although that's got to be fleeting at this point. Ball 3 to Landon West. Another full count. So the Hawks, again, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast, just how scrappy and difficult they are to put away at the plate when you get 2 strikes on them. And we're seeing it again this inning. Just massive frustration out there from Davis. He can't get a swing and miss. Full count pitch. Popped into right field. Diego Cortez is there, and he's really shallow. They are going to send Halter. Throw home, cut off, and fumbled.
And that was Elrod.
I'm sorry, Elrod, you're right. Run number 9 comes across. Now there's 2 outs. And Christian May is going to try to do it. Scratch that. Walker Wright's up next. And Elrod just got too much speed regardless of how shallow that ball was. He's going to take a perfect throw to get him. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th. Hawks lead 9-0. Looking for one more 2-out hit to put this thing to bed.
And Clark does have some speed, so anything out in the outfield, I think Fincher's going to send him around.
And may not need to, as a wild pitch forces both runners up a base. Now we're an error, a wild pitch, and a single away from this thing being over. And like I said earlier, the pace is kind of slowed down to a point where it's excruciating now. Walker right. Up the middle. Shortstop playing too far back. He's going to take a good throw. And it beats right. And that's going to do it for the 6th. The Hawks do push a run across, but we're going to head to the 7th, needing 3 outs to win game 1 of the state semifinal game here versus Seminole. You're watching playoff baseball on Texarkana Gameday.
Tired of banking fees and complicated accounts? With State Bank's My Free Checking Account, enjoy no minimum balance and 0 monthly fees. Get a free gift just for opening your checking account, because we believe banking should be rewarding. Great for personal accounts and businesses too.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Oh, thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
We are back in Frisco for the 7th inning of this semifinal game between the Pleasant Grove Hawks and the Seminole Indians. Pleasant Grove leading 9-0, scoring in every inning but the 5th. But we want to give a shout out to our game sponsors: Browning Homes, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics. And if you see those guys and girls out and about in Texarkana, tell them thanks for bringing this stream to you.
Big shout out to those guys. Thank you very much. Run through them one more time here while we wait for the top of the 7th to kick off here. And Hunter Rose back out on the mound with 73 pitches in the book, looking to throw a complete game shutout here in game number 1 of the state semifinal series. We're not 100% sure officially if it's a no-hitter or not. Now it's not. Leadoff single to right field. And Seminole has a leadoff base runner for 3 consecutive innings now and have not been able to push a run across. Well, they're going to need to push a bunch across here.
When Reyes does have their highest batting average, so you would expect him to be able to handle the pressure in this position.
First pitch swinging, got a fastball and smashed it into right field right out there to Landon West. So Eloy Macias, ground ball to second, fielded cleanly by Halter. Browning turns and throws, double play, wiped it out immediately 1 pitch later. Wow. 2 down now here in game 1. It's a lot of middle infield that you want to hit that ball to in the state. This just doesn't happen to be one of them. So Browning with a clean throw over. Macias grounds into a double play, and I think Coach Fincher is going to remove Rose after 6.2 innings pitched, no runs allowed, 2 walks, the 1 hit on that hard hit leadoff single here, and his teammates are going to greet him with high fives, and the PG crowd is cheering him on. A well-deserved Hunter Rose in the biggest spot of the season puts up a Hunter Rose performance.
Yeah, Harrison Newton's going to get the call to come in and lock this game down and call it a day for Pleasant Grove. And he comes in with 9 innings pitched and comes in with 1 save. And looks like he's allowed 5 hits, 4 walks. and 15 strikeouts. So he definitely has more strikeouts than innings pitched. So I think we're going to see a few fastballs.
He's tasked with getting 1 run before allowing 9 runs to cross the plate. I'm sorry, 1 out. Something tells me he is very capable of that. He'd have to give up 4 times as many runs as he's given up all season before he records an out.
Well, a great outing by Hunter Rose, and he continues to show you why he would be considered the ace for Pleasant Grove. And so I'll be looking with eagerness to see who Coach Fincher is wanting to go with tomorrow.
Is that correct?
I believe that is correct.
Okay.
Harrison here to deliver his first pitch.
That's going to bounce in, hit the plate, and go all the way to the backstop. I didn't catch the batter's name. I can't see the number from here. Looks like number 5, maybe. It is Diego Cortez.
Yeah, Diego reached on an error in the 2nd inning, but was thrown out. Reached on a walk in the 5th inning and was thrown out.
Not a fun day on the bases for the Seminoles, or the Seminole Indians, that is. So Harrison Newton behind 0-2 here to Cortez. The ball's flared into left. Blue Rose dives. He can't make the play, just off the tip of his glove. That'd have been a cool way to end this one, but another single here for the Indians in the top of the 7th. They're still alive. Just hanging on by a thread here. Assuming we don't know about a 10-run rule that goes away this late in the playoffs. I can't imagine they would do that.
Stephen Davis up to bat. He likes every letter in the alphabet but K, because he's got 2 of those today.
Sounds like he loves them to me. Ball 1. Newton tries a breaking ball on the first pitch. Not even going to hold the runner at first here. No reason. If you want seconds, you'll let him have it. That bounces in there. Good stop by Buck Anderson. Ground ball. Browning backhands it. Throws over. It's there. That's it. The Pleasant Grove Hawks defeat Seminole 9-0 here in Game 1 of the state semifinal, and do it in pretty convincing fashion, Jay. Just pounded the baseball with 2 strikes. They couldn't hit Hunter Rose, and look to close out the series tomorrow night, same time, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, anytime you keep the goose eggs on the scoreboard like Pleasant Grove did against the Indians, that's going to be a good day, especially if you're going to put 9 up. Pleasant Grove has an incredible outing offensively, putting up 9 runs, scoring in every inning but 1. So a good effort, and that's going to bring up the Seminoles needing to win 2 games tomorrow as we come back to Rough Rider Field tomorrow.
For Game 2, same time, same location. You know where to find us. Again, thank you, Jay Davis, for helping us out here up in the booth. Shout out to the sponsors, Browning Homes, Nothing But Cakes, Langford Roofing, Cook Drywall, Farmers Bank and Trust, Peace Wealth Advisors, Texarkana Star Realty, Design Center at Red River Lumber, and Anderson Orthodontics for the Texarkana Gameday staff. For Jay Davis, I'm Frank Sides. That's it for us here in Frisco. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Jay?
Go Hawks!